Let's talk football.
Mm.
So limber up, Colin. Get loose, because now we gotta take off the jacket. We gotta come ready to play now, because North Texas finally did it. We had like 3 podcasts talking about, so get a quarterback. What's happening with the quarterback? We had JD on, asked him, hey, what's happening with the quarterback? He was like, oh well, subscribe to the Patreon. He just said that for 15 straight minutes, and I was like, all right, thanks,
Yeah.
JD.
Gosh, JD.
We're joking. But the news breaks Saturday afternoon, like right before the basketball game. Chandler Morris is coming to North Texas. Spent 1 year at Oklahoma, 3 years at TCU, 2 of which, the last 2, he won the starting job before suffering an injury that basically ended his season. And the Highland Park native is coming up to North Texas. Colin, how do you feel? What were your initial reactions? I know, obviously, I don't know if we know a ton, but what do you think?
I think this is best case scenario with what North Texas had left in the portal, and then outside of like the guys we really like, who do we really want them to hit on?
All right, so there was Braylon Braxton that ended up going
that's who it was.
To Marshall.
Yeah.
Then there was Diego Pavia, the transfer in. We were like, oh, if you get him, he posted great numbers. And I think that would be a great get. Those were the 2 we had heard of.
Right.
I don't think Pavia's decided on a school yet. Let me look this up before I speak.
Okay.
Colin.
Regardless, you have
Go ahead.
Braylon and Diego, and I think that I'd rather have Chandler Morris over Diego. So this is the guy that I'd want.
Chandler Morris. Also, I'm sorry for any time that we make a mistake by saying Chandler Rogers or we say Eric Morris.
Yeah.
This is the worst case scenario for people doing a podcast or a radio, anything, because now you have to combine everything that we've heard the last year.
We already made Chandler Morris mistakes with Chandler Rogers, so
yes. Yeah, we made Chandler Morris mistakes with Chandler Rogers. So here we are, Chandler Morris, rated an 88 on threes transfer portal rating. Honestly, higher than Ken Seals from Vanderbilt, which I liked. Higher than Taylon Green, who went to Arkansas. Higher than MJ Morris to Maryland. I'm just looking at players in this like rating area from them. Higher than Casey Thompson. So overall, I think I asked people who watched more Chandler Morris and who know more about Chandler Morris than me, and also know more about Diego Pavia and Braylon Braxton than me, even though I think I know decently about everybody. And I think most of them agreed Chandler Morris is better than Braylon Braxton. And most of them agreed Morris is probably better than Pavia. Here's our thing. We said throughout the offseason, it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is, right? We said Eric Morris is going to get it right. Eric Morris is going to have the offense playing at a high level because that's just what he does with quarterbacks. Now, though, Colin, I think he has the best quarterback in the conference. It is either him or Seth Hennigan, who is coming back. Last night I was looking up quarterbacks, trying to see if there's a better one. Michael Pratt's gone. Frank Harris is gone. I think it's now Chandler Morris and Seth Hennigan. I think Chandler Morris in this offense will put up better numbers than Seth Hennigan does. And I think heck, Chandler Rogers put up elite numbers. Like, this is not going to be anything new. But Chandler Morris is now a capable replacement for Chandler Rogers, and we didn't think we were going to get that. We thought, all right, well, we'll take a step down and we'll figure it out, yada, yada, yada. Well, we now have a quarterback that has won the starting job at TCU the last 2 years. And this year, in an offense that at TCU that was inept, especially in the back half of the season. I didn't look up their
he got injured this season.
No, he did. He got injured. But I'm saying in an offense that struggled on the year, he started the first, I believe, 5-6 games. He has a 65.5% completion percentage, and for 7.5 yards per attempt, 12 touchdowns, 5 picks, 1,500 yards.
Yeah.
Like, in 6 games, a 143 passer rating. I don't know. The last 3 years, he's been basically, I mean, even 2 years ago, 18 of 27 in the first game and then gets hurt the second game. 3 years ago, 50 for 76, 66% completion percentage, 9.1 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, no picks. That's probably, off the bench, but regardless, this is now a guy who's been in different systems the last 4 years, and I think this is exactly what North Texas needed.
I agree. But are you at all worried about his left knee? I guess those are both like that's the injury that took him out both years.
Yeah, it is
So
concerning, yes.
okay. Because
However, Colin, let's not forget Stone Earl is back. So Stone
that was
Earl,
not the rebuttal I thought you were gonna throw at me.
we have a backup. If Stone Earl, look, people are still buying Stone Earl stock. I don't have that stock, but if Stone Earl's your backup, you maybe Cash McCollum, piece together games. Look, ultimately, we don't know. Maybe they weren't gonna get Pavia, right? And they already didn't get Braxton. I don't know how many more options they had. Like, if we're looking at it from a perspective of them being worried about his injury history, which
Yeah.
I think is fair because the last 2 years it's been season-ending injuries. So if somebody is injury prone, seemingly, you're not going to change that, especially going to going to North Texas, where I think they'll have a good offensive line, but you're going to probably take some hits. You're going to have to run.
Yeah.
That was another thing with Chandler Morris is it looks like he can run a little bit. I don't know if you looked up his rushing stats
but
here.
that's the thing though, is like, can he run now? Like, is he gonna run with the knee?
I mean, he got hurt in 2022, season-ending injury, comes back 2023 and rushes for 250 yards in 6 games?
Yeah, and then has a season-ending injury in the same
45.
knee.
Yeah, so
So
the injury history is the only concern here.
yeah.
I don't know if that is enough to not want to take him.
Oh, I
Or
don't think so. I just mean, is it going to be something that limits him, where he's not going to be the runner necessarily? He doesn't have to be Chandler Rogers or anything.
Yeah,
But
I'm
just
more
to get out of
concerned
that
of it
pocket.
actually ending a season again. Because if
Yeah.
it ends his season, then I don't trust it to continue to roll the way that it should roll. So I do think that's a fair question mark. As a passer and as a quarterback goes, I don't think they could have done any better. I just
I agree.
don't. I think he is significantly better than Braylon Braxton. I think he is better than Diego Pavia. And with that being said, if he's healthy for a full season, he's going to put up the same, if not better, numbers than Chandler Rogers
Yeah.
did through the air. Now, the question now becomes, for me, what is North Texas doing at receiver? And I understand, Landon Sides is back. We'll see in the portal. I know they have a freshman coming in that they like. Do they have enough to replace Jamori Macklin and Rod Burns on the outside? And do they need to? Or is just Eric Morris's offense going to just pump out 800 yards receivers?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. This is going to be year 2 in this offense is going to be very interesting because now it's, and especially at the G5 level where you have changing pieces every single year. All right. Is your system just going to, like I said, pump out these quarterbacks and receivers, or is it going to you're going to have to replenish it every single year? I don't know the
Right.
answer to that. Like Mike Leach, you could just put him as a damn head coach and you're going to pass for 4,000 yards and have 2 receivers going for 1,000. I don't know.
Do you think expectations change with getting Chandler Morris at quarterback? Obviously, Braylon Braxton was the first guy, and that was kind of a guy where it's like, yeah, he's not as good as Chandler Morris is right now, but he's definitely a guy that could possibly be better because he's just young and
He was younger.
he was a freshman. Do expectations change now that you have Chandler Morris? Obviously, he wants to win.
Yeah,
and what do you think those
I think they
expectations are?
definitely do. If I told you going into the year, well, if I told you after Chandler Rogers left that North Texas would still enter next year with a top 2 quarterback in the conference, I think we would both be like, okay, well then we're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
Now, if they ended the year with a top 20 defense last year, can you reach that again? Again, this comes back to Eric Morris
Top 20
proven year
offense.
in year 2. Yeah, top 20 offense. Um, but ultimately, I don't think this next year was ever going to be decided by a quarterback. The defense is what has to improve, right?
For sure.
That's kind of where it all falls
But there's
on
more
the field.
leeway especially for fans, when you don't see a quarterback that's quite ready. And I feel like Chandler Morris he's going to look the part.
Yes.
And is that going to, I'm not going to say put pressure or anything, but is it going to make it to where people are expecting a lot
Well,
more?
I'll tell you what, Capone defensive staff,
They have pressure.
it's on you now.
Yeah,
This
no,
this
they have
this
pressure.
is this is a hot seat year.
Yeah.
If North Texas goes through the same year that it just went through with a different quarterback, with a different offense, we now know it is not the offense that we to be concerned about, which we already know. We already knew that coming in, but now if you've done it with two different quarterbacks, two
Yeah.
different receiving cores, two different running back rooms, everything changed and the offense is still at a elite level in the
Hmm.
American, but the defense is lacking. Hot seat, like seat's going to be on fire, you're going to be done. So that is where the pressure comes for North Texas coaching staff and even the players obviously, but that's where this team needs to get better. And that's what I'm most looking forward to seeing is can they get better?
Yeah.
Because there's no SMU on the schedule now. I still think it's a fairly tough schedule with Tulane and UTSA and Memphis, but regardless, at some point, if you want to punch up into the top tier of the American, you have to punch into the top tier of the American. And we know the offense is going to do it, but can the defense do it? Is the
Yep.
question.
Yep.
Any other questions about Morris? I looked up. I mean, this is a guy who out of high school was a high 3-star guy out of Highland Park. Shout out to Highland Park. And I liked him out of high school. What class was he? 2020?
20. Yeah.
2021? 2020? 2020, yeah, sorry. I liked him out of high school quite a bit. He is 6 foot flat, so he's not the tallest guy, but neither was Chandler Rogers. I think he moves exceptionally well, not as fast as Chandler Rogers, but can move and can like when you're talking about a guy that can move, the speed ultimately isn't as important as just seeing the field and seeing those lanes open up, but how much will he run to your point?
Yeah.
How much will he run after having those knee injuries? Will he have a big ass brace on his left knee? Like I don't know the answer to it. But I think it's a great get. I think it's
Yeah.
a great get. Yeah, he's in the same rating. I'm looking at it right now. Blake Shapen, Max Johnson, Jaden DeLauro, Diego Pavia. Pavia is projected either Washington State or Western Kentucky right now at the moment.
Interesting 2 schools there. See, Cam Ward went to Miami.
Cam Ward went to Miami.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're in this. Oh, Tulane actually did get a quarterback out of the portal. Ty Thompson from Oregon. That's a good get for them. He was a former 5-star. But obviously Bo Nix and then all the other guys they brought in. So, all right. That's it. That's all we got. Anything else on the football side? I don't think there's any news or anything to report.
Not that I know of.
All right. You ready to watch football today?
I'm terrified. I'm honestly dreading it. Isn't that crazy to say? I'm dreading this.
Well, Colin, yeah, okay. At what point? So it's no longer like found money, right? It's no longer like playing with nothing to lose,
Correct.
right? Y'all are now
kind of, because we had teams that you'd go into the season. It's just that by game 6, you're like, oh yeah, this isn't going to work out again.
Well, the thing is y'all have never won a playoff game.
We have
Ever.
90,
Ever.
91.
No, ever.
Okay,
Our
ever.
lifetimes, Colin. That's all that matters. Cowboys
Okay.
haven't won a Super Bowl, as far as I'm concerned. So even though they have 5,
What year were you born? 98 or 97?
98.
Yeah.
Cowboys' last one was 94. 95, 94.
That was their last playoff win?
No, that was the last Super Bowl.
Oh, so now we're comparing playoff wins to
Well,
Super
the
Bowls?
Cowboys only have like 3 playoff wins in the last 30 years.
We have 0. Congrats.
Well, Cowboys have never made an NFC
NCAA.
title game. NCAA. I was about to say NCAA. Since that time, since 94, 95.
Mm.
Let me see how many wins they have. I want to say it's 3 or 4, but I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Do you think it's worse to
4 since 1996.
Do you think it's worse to be the fan of a team that sucks always, or worse to be the fan of a team with expectations?
That's the question. If you're a Cowboys fan, every year you go into it thinking this is the year. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're gonna make the Super Bowl, and then every year it ends with pain, misery. It ends with Tony Romo's hold done. It ends with Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball and the little toe tap catch on the sideline. It ends painfully. It ends with the quarterback draw with 30 seconds left, and they can't get the next playoff, and the game's over. It ends painfully every single year, and that's what hurts. Is that they've been in the playoffs since 1996, like 10 times, and they have 4 playoff wins. So, and no NFC championship berths. So we'll see. But the Lions, I do agree. This has to be a weird feeling for you because you could see something that hasn't happened in your lifetime.
Yeah. Hey, Matthew Stafford could get a playoff win in Detroit.
Dude,
It's going to be, let me tell you, if it happens, I'm going to be inconsolable.
Inconsolable. Did I ever show you this picture? I think I did. This picture of me in 2017 when the Cowboys lost to the Packers.
Yes. Yes, I know exactly what picture you're talking about.
All right, I'll show it to the people here. Yeah, this was when I was a diehard Cowboys fan. I'm no longer like a diehard. I think I've just been through too much in my life.
I feel so bad for you.
But let me see when it was. It was January 2017. Here it is. All right. December 2016. Here I am.
Yeah. Tough scene.
Pain.
Tough scene. So was that after that you stopped being a diehard fan?
No. 2017.
What did it? What snapped?
That's a good question. What snapped? 2021, I think, is when I started fading. Because that loss to the 49ers was like ridiculous. So
what would it take to get you back?
I don't know. I think a playoff run, hearing, my dad and everybody get excited. I just, what they say, right? It's like your fandom is built like when you're, what is it? Ages like 8 to 12 or 8 to 15, something like that. Well, when I was 8 to 15, the Cowboys were just good, but never like good enough. So then, meanwhile, the Spurs were winning championships. So that's how my fandom kind of turned.
So would you be considered a bandwagon fan if you got back on the train?
I wouldn't be mad if someone called me that. But again, I haven't been against the Cowboys. I've just been a little lethargic. I've been a little, what's the word I'm looking for?
Soft.
Apathetic.
Soft.
Yeah, soft.
So.
All right. That's all. My North Texas fandom's gone up though. How about that?
That's true. I remember
3 years.
I was able to make fun of you for being a Texas fan for a long time.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not a Texas fan anymore.
No, I know you're not, but
yeah. But I'm saying North Texas, like since graduating, and I think since leaving Denton, my North Texas fandom has like gone
skyrocketed.
Because when you're there, you're working it, and we're like, all right, this is a grind. We're getting to know everybody. It's kind of like we're into the weeds too much. Do
you have a second team?
A second college team?
Yeah, because if you do, I'm going to be really disappointed. But I'm hoping you say no.
I mean, LSU's fun.
Yeah, but you cover that, right?
Yeah, so, I mean it's not my team per se, but
yeah,
I hope LSU does well.
You can hope, but I mean like from a fan perspective. Oh yeah. Like we have a friend that's a Notre Dame fan, but went to North Texas. Like you don't got one of those.
No.
Okay. I'm proud of you.
Like,
You've grown. You would be the guy that says, "Get off my lawn," for all those people wearing non-North Texas stuff on campus.
exactly. Bro, we were that moment. Look, this NIT championship, Colin,
That was crazy.
one of the best moments of my life. Do you understand how much fun that was?
I know it was really fun, and I'm equally, but hearing that come from someone's mouth is hilarious. We're out here, we're talking about Super Bowls and NFL playoffs and championships. And not saying that's not a championship, not taking that
Yeah.
away, but for a fan to say the 2023 NIT is the best moment, it was great. It was great.
The Purdue win, obviously,
That was
up
great
there.
too.
Like those are look, when
After the
when you're a fan, everything should not be like, oh, we need to go to the Final Four. We need to,
yeah,
do this, and this. It's sometimes, and this is not a small thing, but you have to. Every win should count as a
yeah.
fan. That's why the Lions. If the Lions win today, there should be a parade.
I will be okay if the Lions win today, but if we lose, that's it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the Lions make like the NFC Championship game, ecstatic, right? Like the Cowboys, I think if the Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl, regardless of result, they should fans should be very excited. Now, will they be? I don't know, but like once the Spurs get back to being good and they win their first playoff series, I'm gonna go crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's the small things in life you have to appreciate, and that's what builds up to winning an NIT championship and having fun and being. Shout out to Tony and all them at the Alumni Association that made that a fun place. So
That was amazing.
yeah, shout out to everybody. All right, we're done rambling now.
Mm.
Hope y'all enjoyed it. Let us know what you think of Chandler Morris and North Texas football. Now we're probably gonna have a guest on next week to talk some more football and get into the weeds a little bit more. But yeah, leave us a like, comment, share, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already. And if you're listening on the audio side, leave us a 5-star rating and review for Colin Mitchell. Colin's hair is also coming in pretty well for those wondering. He has to wear a hat.
Quick update.
Turn to the side. There you go. Colin's hair is looking pretty good. So
it grew back. That's good.
Yes, good job. I'm training for a half marathon. Any other life updates to give them, Colin? It's freezing over there.
Yeah, it's I think it's 7 degrees right now. 13. First time in the house, making sure if my pipes explode in my first house on the first freeze, I will lose. And if the Lions lost, oh my!
Are you dripping your pipes?
Of course. What do you think I am? Not from
57,
Michigan.
57 over here.
57. Yeah, it hasn't gotten to you yet. Did you guys not get cold at all?
On Tuesday and Wednesday, it gets below 40.
Oh, so the cold front's just going to be like done by that
time. The low never hits below 20.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, not the same. Not the same.
All right, guys. We'll talk to y'all later. See you.